When they go to New York,
the issues will be completely different. That's why students get to learn a lot. They're exposed to quite a variety of issues. That's why we encourage students to do the second time, because even if they do the second time, they will be assigned totally different countries. They will be asked to do totally different international topics and issues. So they will be completely different.
So is this a course that they take? I mean, or is this a club that they join? So, how, what would be your suggestion to students that are interested in participating?
They would join the International Relations Club, which is the club that is recognized by the Student Government Association, so that we can apply for and receive funding from the Student Government Association. It is also, however, a course that is, well, it was team taught for 2 years by Ardith and myself. This year she's doing it on her own. And they do get 3 credits, and they are able to take it a second time. The first course is called Reading Seminar and Simulation Experience in International Organizations. The second time that they would take it, as Ardith mentioned, with entirely different countries and different committees, so it's always different, they would take a course called Directed Studies in International Organizations. And then for those who are really outstanding, we select 1, 2, or 3 as TAs, teaching assistants, so that it gives them the opportunity not only to participate, but also to perform in the role of a teacher and an advisor. And then we also have students who are graduates in the Regional Economic and Social Development Program, which I was originally a member of as well. And so students who have come out of our program as undergraduates to the graduate program of RESD then also can take it as part of their RESD coursework for the global sustainable development issues. And so we have, in fact, I think you'll be talking later to a couple of them who are graduate students in RESD who were graduates of this program as undergraduates.
Right, right. Wow. Oh, so you have a system going on here.
Yes.
So there's some building. Wow.
There's a lot in the works.
Kendrick?
Have there been any former Model UN participants that are active in local politics, such as the city of Lowell or surrounding communities?
There are. The one I think of right away is Christian Doherty, who is the legislative aide to Marty Meehan, and is now, I think, the campaign manager for one of the district, for the Middlesex County Sheriff's race or something. And there are a lot of them that are working in the State House as legislative aides. One of them, Donna Russell, she's the legislative aide to Representative Dempsey from Haverhill. They're in the town government in Chelmsford working for Bernie Lynch. They're all over the state and all over Washington. The largest group is probably in Washington, D.C., but also many in local government and state government.
Cool.
Well, I'd like to thank you for joining Eye on You today with the Model United Nations program. And I would just like to mention to our audience that in mid-May, Eye on You is going to be transitioning from Channel 8 to Channel 95 at LTC. So I'd like our audiences to keep posted on that. But thank you very much, Dean Bergeron, and Dr. Bergeron, excuse me, and Dr. Tung Moon, and students from the University of Massachusetts Lowell.
Doctor students.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure.
Have you ever been late for class because you could not find parking? It gets pretty bad around like 10 on. I usually try to get here a bit early.
Everyone's always scrambling around for parking, looking for spots in the morning, and being late for class.
Imagine this. You arrive at UML at 9:45 and plenty of time for your 10 o'clock class. However, when you go to park, you discover that the Riverside parking lot is full. The only place to park is up the street in the extended lot in Drake. Unfortunately, you don't have time to park your car and wait for the shuttle to drive you to campus, nor do you have enough time to walk from the extended lot to class. Depending on how desperate you are, you may decide to park your car in the crisscross double lines that scream in bold letters, "No parking," and hope that you do not get ticketed. Well, you may be in luck today. Director of Access Services, Dick DeRoche, says that the number of parking violations has decreased since last year. Is this because student aides and Umass Lowell police are tired of writing tickets? Not a chance. Insufficient and/or broken equipment as well as a lack of staff account for the low numbers. The mobile handheld units used to automatically register and print out tickets need to be replaced. Currently, Access Services only has one working unit. Umass Lowell police have a few of their own, and because of lack of staffing in Access Services, they are the only ones out ticketing. This may seem to be a blessing for students who don't want to have to pay parking tickets, but it leaves Umass Lowell police without an effective way of enforcing UML safety standards.
We have to keep fire lanes open for public safety apparatus, for fire apparatus, for emergency vehicles to have access to buildings and parking areas. So those are key for us to keep open. On top of that, there are a number of contractual issues that we need to be aware of, that i.e. faculty need access to the buildings, the parking areas, and unfortunately when we have outside folks or students or other staff parking in restricted areas, it causes us some heartache, so we have to respond to it.
Space is a problem for a growing university community, and land in Lowell is sparse. The university administration has suggested that if we can't expand parking lots horizontally, we must expand vertically.
We do have plans. First of all, the whole concept of gated lots was around this idea of how you make sure that there are parking spaces for commuter students. So that was the first thing we did, is make sure that we have lots that were available to commuter students. The second piece is, as we build this parking garage at Bourgeois, that is going to free up spaces for commuters. It's also going to be available for commuter overflow parking if they can't find something on North. The last piece of this is we are planning a second garage here on North. That'll be about 900 spaces that will be dedicated to commuter parking.
So, Ms. Prideaux-Brune suggests that students, faculty, and staff need to work together to minimize the number of cars on campus while the university continues to look for parking solutions. Students who cannot find parking close to their classrooms should not count on the reduced number of handheld ticket units